Hi, I'm Bill, a single retired guy. Today we're going to discuss strategies for retiring with no money. This is really common. I got some slides here for you. Approximately 21 to 40% of American retirees have no retirement savings. Nearly half of households, and I think this is all of households, 46%, almost half, have no savings in dedicated accounts like a 401k or an IRA. Data includes 28% of all Americans have zero saved, and 1 in 5 adults over 50 have no retirement nest egg. Savings. Active retirees, approximately 37% of retirees report having no retirement savings, up from 30% in 2022. Think about it, from 2022, that was 4 years ago, this is 2026, and I can't even count that. But in 3 years, we've gone from 30 to 37% of retirees having no savings. We're not alone. Demographic differences. Rates of zero savings are higher for never married individuals, 60% compared to those married once. So if you've been single all your life, you just didn't get a plan together. I guess maybe being married helps you get a plan together. Working age adults. 40% of American workers admit to being behind on retirement planning. 43% of non-retired Americans lack a retirement account. So there's nothing going on there. Alternative savings. While many lack formal accounts, some may rely on Social Security. Home equity, that's a big one. We'll kind of talk a lot about that if you have home equity or other assets not captured in retirement account surveys. For those that have saved, the median amount is often quite low, with 36% of retirees having less than 50% saved. It's very sad to see these statistics, but we have to navigate it as retired people. So let's see what we have for strategies. Key strategies for retiring with little to no savings. First, and I can argue this because I think life and time are so important too. Maximize Social Security while benefits can start at 62. Delaying filing until full retirement age or 70 increases the monthly payout. The average benefit in 2023 was roughly $1,710 a month. That's a year old, but it's probably not very far off. In fact, it may even be less. Drastically reduce costs. You got to drastically reduce costs. I mean, this is something that you've got to make a shift on. We're going to have videos about this. Downsize housing, eliminate debt, and find cheaper living areas. It's probably going to take a pad of paper and a pencil and a real solid plan, and you got to look at it a lot and watch it go that direction. Then you'll be motivated to see that happen. You have to have a plan on paper to make it happen. Work in retirement, consider part-time jobs. I work 2 days a week. I'm almost completely retired. I am downsizing my house to get there, and then I will be able to retire with a lower amount, and then I'm going to be able to keep the money. We'll talk about that again on another video. But work in retirement, part-time jobs, couple days a week, try to get them together. You get 5 days off. It's not too bad. It also can be decent little exercise and get you off the couch. Consulting, gig work. Gig work can be anything. You can do it from the house, pet sitting, it says, tutorial, teaching. I mean, there's a million things that you can do from a gig standpoint, depending on what you might have, editing, advice, think of the talents that you have. Do a parachute sheet on that, write down the things you can do, write down the things you can't do, and then start looking at things that work with what you can do, and then there's a million sources online too for those kind of things. Facebook groups are pretty good about gig work too. Leverage housing equity. If you're a homeowner, selling and moving to a smaller, more affordable home, or renting we'll cover that second one there, but that's key. I'm doing that. I'm not sure that I could do it any other way without just skimming along, and I think I'm going to have a pretty decent little life once this happens. So I'm in the process. Signs in the yard right now. Renting is safer than a reverse mortgage. That's a little different subject here, so I broke that off. I do not like reverse mortgages. You've made a pre-commitment. They give you just a few dollars on your house. It's theirs. If your life changes, you lose it all. That's all you get ever. You might think it might be your permanent home, but next thing you know, your children go off to live in Florida. So you really got to think about that kind of stuff. Okay, for those that absolutely have no equity, that sort of thing, here's a few things you can do. Benefits checkup, free service from the National Council on Aging to find assistance programs. You can kind of see what kind of benefits you can get, and that's a good source on that. Medicaid and SSI. Medicaid helps with medical costs, supplemental Social Security income. Probably most all of us kind of know where that's at. Meals on Wheels for seniors. I know somebody that has delivered Meals on Wheels for 30 years, and I love that man. He just does a fantastic job. He does it with his own car and his own money and his own gasoline, and just serves the community. He's a wonderful individual. You'll meet him if you do Meals on Wheels. Community resources, libraries, community centers offer free entertainment and resources. You know, sometimes you just got to kind of get out there and talk. And see what you can come up with that might be a good opportunity that fits for you. When you retire, you just don't want to go into nothing and sit on the couch and use the remote control. You really do want to kind of keep moving. So, you know, once you put that in mind, then maybe a little small part-time gig or something kind of works for you. Financial pitfalls to avoid. Reverse mortgages, kind of talked about that. These lead to losing a home if costs cannot be covered later in life, and if there's a change in life and you have to leave. I mean, you think you got a free place to live until you die, and then, like I said, you make a change, you're in trouble. So you may get 20% of your home, but they promise you to be able to stay there. It's just not good. Reverse mortgages. Retiring too early. I might kind of leave it at that because I think from a financial standpoint it helps a lot. But at the same time, I think that you also have only so many years, so much of your life. So you really want to be able to enjoy those years. I pull retirement at 62, but then I work 2 days a week. I built a cabin in those 5 years. I'm approaching 70 now, and I don't think I could do it now. And guess what? That cabin is paid for because I did it one board at a time, and now I can actually live there, and it's paid for. So it's life-changing for me. You know, you got to think out of the box, you know, maybe even, you know, have a little project on the side that you can put together, and it may end up being your subsequent retirement home, but try to put it together with just small revenue, small funds, get it paid off by the time you retire, and then you can move there and cash out of what you got. So that is a fantastic plan, and I'm going to do a video on my situation as we proceed. If you're within 10 years of retirement, I really believe that you should be thinking about something. 10 years, what can you do? Can you downsize and put your house on a 15-year loan? Have it almost completely paid for by then? With that smaller payment of the smaller house too, can you put something else together? Maybe even a little savings account or whatever. Get on that plan. You know, if your house is a pretty good size, you've lived there forever, maybe it's time for life part 16. Life has so many different changes through life. So I'll do a video on downsizing for, you know, for budget, but it'll also be kind of downsizing for enjoyment too. Downsizing can be a lot of fun. It's chaotic right now. I'm showing the house. I hate it. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it if you stuck to the end. Single retired guy here. Like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. We got more videos coming. Got a little editing going here now. I hope you like it. Anyway, you take care of yourself and smile.